Day 2 of belonging to the streets. I drove like over 16 hours last night. Really sucked. Well, no, about 16 hours. And then I clocked out at about 3 minutes short of 16 hours and had to drive out back because I did an airport drop off in Orlando, so I had to drive an hour back out of Orlando. So like 17 hours of actual driving. I had to stop at my buddy's house in Sanford, and then I had to go to my storage unit at Port Orange. So from the airport to my buddy's, that was like 40-something minutes. And then from there to my storage unit was like another 40-something minutes. Then I had to like pull literally everything out of my car, go through everything real quick, and then like run down to 20 minutes away to my professional auto detailer that I use once or twice a year. I went ahead and treated my car to a professional full interior detail because I'm going to be living in this thing, and I want it to start off clean so that I know as a baseline it's good. I don't want to live in a dirty environment. It's just unacceptable. So I'm out a good deal of money for that, and for the parts that they attended to, it turned out pretty good, but they completely neglected to do anything in the trunk, which kind of aggravated me a lot because there's a lot of sand and stuff back there from people putting their beach crap in my trunk. So that, for what I paid, it was a lot. So like you would expect them to get that. So that kind of vexed me. And there was a few minor things in the vehicle itself that they neglected to, like they never even touched the interior of the panoramic roof. I guess the shade was closed, and they didn't even, there's all these buttons. It's obvious it has a panoramic roof. They never opened it up and even wiped it down or anything. So that also was frustrating. They did an engine bay clean out because I paid extra for that. And it looks like they hit it with some degreaser and kind of half sloppy sponged it and then rinsed it off and then put on some shine stuff and never even took a detailing brush into the crevices, which is something you have to do. Like when you're cleaning an engine bay, take a detailing brush and get in the cracks, and usually you'll have either an air compressor, like blowing compressed air while you're doing the brush to kind of blow it all free, or you can use a vacuum, like a shop vac or something with a crevice tool on it. So as you're brushing, you're either blowing that stuff that you're brushing loose out of there, or you're just vacuuming it up, either or. So I took a vacuum that I have in my trunk that I bought and actually did that part that they didn't do. So just little stuff like that kind of got me a little vexated. And then I'm looking at my windshield right now, and there's all kinds of residue on the inside of my windshield that they didn't get out. So, as your car sits in the sun, which mine does because I have no garage to park it in, an event occurs called off-gassing, which is where the materials of your interior, like all the plastic and vinyl and all that stuff, gradually degrade over time, and in the process of this degrading, it releases gases or vapors that once the car cools back down again, they adhere to surfaces like glass and whatnot. They adhere to everything, so your whole interior is covered in this off-gassing residue. You just don't really notice it except for things you touch, like why does my steering wheel have this weird substance on it? Well, that's off-gassing. And your filthy hands. Wash your hands, you filthy Philistine. But it also is very obvious on windows because it creates a film. There is a way to get rid of this, and they didn't do it, apparently. So I paid literally $230 and then tipped them before I even realized that they didn't do everything that they were actually paid to do. So that I really like this company. I've had a lot of great positive experiences with the guy who runs it, but he's got a lot of employees now, and some of these guys just aren't up to their boss's standard. Very frustrating. $230, there should be no residue on the glass. Trunk should be completely clean. This car should be spotless on the inside because I paid to have the inside spotless. It was not spotless. And I don't have money lying around. I am losing money actively. After 16 hours on the clock last night, all I had to take away from it for income was $180. And you don't get to keep that $180 because I had to buy gas to drive in the first place. So that came out of that $180. When I bought myself some food, that came out of that $180. So really, by the time yesterday was over, I probably had about $110, $120 for fucking 16 hours of driving. I imagine it's going to be a long night tonight. I took a couple of naps throughout that last night because it was so fucking dead. I actually went 4 hours with no ride requests, and then 2 hours of no ride requests, and a couple of 1 hour stints. So I had time to take naps while clocked in, and every time a ride request would come through, it'd wake me up. And then this morning, I went and did the detailing, and then after I got out of that, I was supposed to go see my nail technician. I do pedicures because, you should take care of your freaking feet. I didn't do it. I pushed it off till next week, so I was exhausted. So I went over here into a parking lot and slept for like 3 or 4 hours. And then I went and cleaned out the parts of my car that the expensive detailing I paid to have done did not take care of. And then I went to the touchless car wash to rinse out off the outside of my car, and then I used my spray detailer to hit a few water spots that were on my vehicle from before the car wash. And then I cleaned my wheels a little bit and put on some nice tire shine, because why not treat myself? I live in my fucking car. This is all I got right now, so might as well take care of it and, you know, show pride that my shit is at least minutely together. I imagine I'm going to be clocking in within less than an hour. I'm currently going to get some more gas in my tank and top off, and then I'm going to take a piss at the gas station, I guess, and then I'm going to figure something out for food, and then I'm going to go to work, and I'm going to work until I make at least $120 gross, and I'm probably not going to keep much of that, because again, costs. Whatever I'm about to buy for food, that's going to cost me. The $15 I just spent on the car wash, that cost me. $230 plus tip for the goddamn detailing, that cost me. So I'm operating in a net negative spiral right now, because Uber's a piece of fucking shit, and they're just not giving me no ride requests. There's people that are trying to go places, but I'm not getting no ride requests. Go figure. They're like, go to a busier area. I'm like, well, I'm not going to drive in the city, because the last thing I need is for some dude to try to rob me or carjack me, because this is literally all I got. So in an act of desperation, cornering me like that, I'm going to end up like literally fucking killing somebody in self-defense and having to go through all that. My shit will be impounded. I will be investigated. I won't be allowed to work for Uber anymore because I killed somebody in self-defense. Yes, that's a thing. And then I'll be really fucked. So I don't drive cities. That's how you get around that. You don't go to places like Daytona. You don't go to places like Orlando and hang out there. You know, you don't hang out in Miami, for fuck's sake. The place is disgusting. Everybody there is just like, should be turned into pillars of salt. Yeah, I'm just stressed to the gills, and I'm getting some sleep, but I've been like, for the last like 3.5 days, I've had severe like indigestion, like just like pains in the upper fucking, like right here below my heart, like moving on down. Like I've had the shits, I've had a lot of gas, and every time I like eat or drink anything, I just feel queasy. And I've just been feeling body weird, like I'm either sick or just fucking on the verge of fucking collapsing. I don't know, one of the two. And I'm just out here trying to make it, and there's no fucking place to go. Nobody gives a shit. My girlfriend does, but if I move back in with her, then she's going to lose her place that much faster, and then we'll both be in the situation that I'm in right now. You know, at least as a man without fucking a house cat and a full-size dog, I stand a chance. She doesn't. And so there's nowhere to fucking go. There's no fucking bailouts. There's no fucking way to fucking break free of my burdens. Like, I'm just kind of fucking being weighed down like a motherfucker, and I'm just trying to survive at this point. And it really does feel like, you know, sheer survival. And I can't think too good, and that's partially because of the stress. It's partially because of increasing sleep deprivation. And then fear of that Uber's not going to fucking pay me enough to function. Because, like, most often, like, it costs as much as you earn. And sometimes it costs more than you earn. Like right now. And so it's really putting me in a pickle, and I don't know. I don't know. So we're at the gas station. I'm going to get this gas, and then I'm going to, you know, go into town and get some kind of takeout, something not too expensive, and then I'm just going to go fucking find some passengers to make my nice clean car fucking trashy again. I'm going to some video game withdrawals too. That's unfortunate, but I really don't want to take the time to sit there and play video games when I'm fucking losing myself to fucking payments. So I guess I'll touch in whenever I touch in. I'm maybe tomorrow, maybe later tonight. I don't know. Like I said, there's no set schedule for me releasing these videos. I'm just doing this as kind of like a journal for posterity of me losing my fucking mind, continuously being forced out onto the streets without fucking a social network to fucking carry me. Because all my so-called friends online, as nice as they are, all I ever hear about them is a song and dance about how they want to help but can't type situation. Which, whatever. It's not their fucking problem. I get that. It's not their fucking job to take care of people like me. Apparently it's nobody's. So, we'll just see where this goes, right? I'll document my spiral down into the fucking depths of fucking nihilism. And you can see what it takes to fucking break a man. Till next time, I'm Slothy.